Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hardly a Podcast for the 27th of January 2012. With me, as always, is Nosh and Simon. How are you guys doing today?
Not bad. How are you?
Pineapple.
I'm slightly weirded out at the moment, but yeah, I'm good.
How are you, Nosh?
I'm fine. And yourselves?
A little bit tired. I think I had 4 hours sleep again.
Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered.
I got up latest and I'm still tired, so that's nothing unusual.
It's true, you did wake up. I think you woke up and you weren't entirely sure what day it was, let alone what time it was.
I had a feeling I knew what day it was. I just thought it was about 2 hours earlier than it actually was.
Yeah, even though it was really sunny, you still thought it was 9 in the morning when we had to go to our lecture, even though I just got back. That was
Well, I spoke to you about 2 minutes after getting up. I wasn't at full mental faculty yet.
Did you have a nap today, Nosh?
Nope.
Ah, that's unusual.
That makes a change.
I haven't had a nap in ages.
You've surely had one this week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, one Monday.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, after you walk.
Oh, yeah. But that was more like to recover than a rest, a nap or whatever.
Oh, that's alright then.
See,
Yeah.
we went out to take some readings in the morning, came back, I had to go out again. I didn't come back until it was dark, and when I came back, he'd only just woken up. And that is the life of Nosh, basically.
So, how many hours were you up for? Like 5 and then went back to sleep?
I think it wasn't even 5, it was probably like 3 or 4.
Well done, Nosh. Well done.
I was a bit tired and my knees hurt, so I thought I'd rest them. And ended up sleeping for about 5 hours.
I'll tell you what, your knees hurt last night because you were just being an absolute child last night.
Yeah, I think it was that, like, select Austrian wine or whatever it was. Maybe more suggestible.
Really, I think it was your extremely sugary dinner last night.
Oh, that was
Probably
brilliant.
would.
But we'll talk about that later in your cooking slot.
We basically do have a cooking slot now.
Well, you haven't had one since episode 1 with the hench cake.
Episode 2.
Well, we remade the hench cake, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Cakeopolis.
So the cake to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. For 2 of the 4 episodes we've done so far, you've had a cooking show, and this will be the 3rd one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, you were extraordinarily hyperactive last night, Nosh. It was
I've decided to be a frog.
It was about half midnight, and you decided to be a frog.
I don't
almost
even
stamped
hear
it
that.
face forward into the floor.
Oh dear.
But being the starfish was the killer.
That sounds easy though. They do nothing. They just
Well,
sit.
I was in the process of becoming a starfish when I managed to crack both my shins on the end of Jamie's bed.
You're just retarded.
It really is, though.
So I wouldn't just do that normally.
Thank
You
God.
usually do. You usually just walk into someone's room and flop on their bed. So, anyway, how's the channel been this week?
It's been exciting.
Exponential.
Yes, I think we've done quite well.
Yes, loads
I
of stuff.
managed to put a video up every day this week.
I tried, but I failed.
Yeah, I'm on episode 9 now, and I think you're on what, episode
3.
4, 3?
I've uploaded 3.
Oh dear.
Well, I thought, Jamie's putting up, so at least there's stuff going on the channel every day. We don't all need to put our own crap up every day.
No, that's true, but I kind of...
We've gone from 4 subscribers to 16 subscribers. We've had over 1,000 views of the channel.
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought it was a point of honour that I had to put one up every day. If I didn't, then that kind of shows that I was a slob or not worthy or something like that.
I think we need to put something on every day, but maybe one
agree.
video, but not like.
But we don't all have to Yeah, it doesn't have to be everything every day.
Yeah, I'm going to do some Deus Ex tomorrow, probably.
Well, if you did just like an hour, 2 hours at the weekend, that would give you enough stuff to have an entire week's worth.
Yeah,
so
I'd probably complete it in 2 hours.
You'd only have to record everything once a week.
Oh man, if I completed it, I'd have to get something else to play.
Oh, I've got crap loads of stuff lined up from the Steam sale back at Christmas.
Oh yeah, I do have Skyrim.
Oh God. Don't do Skyrim, because I think that would just drive you mad.
I've got Monkey Island, the first one.
Yeah, you can do that. I like a bit of Monkey Island.
Like 1992.
But the classic ones are the best, especially if your computer is about as powerful as Nosh's.
There's nothing... Well...
What do you mean there's nothing wrong with your computer? It's basically an ironing board.
Well, I didn't buy it for gaming, so...
That's
there we go.
True.
Yeah.
Hasn't even got a separate graphics, which would be handy.
That's disgraceful.
Well, I will try recording something. I did try recording stuff the other day, but it didn't work out so well. It wasn't that my computer couldn't cope. It was more that I just had a few technical issues concerning the microphone and the recording of.
Well,
and then even when I got that sorted...
Seeing as your microphone is a webcam, I'm not surprised.
But I got that sorted, and then I managed to get a better version of the game I was playing that was bigger.
Yeah.
Did it, and I died, and I went, okay, and had a look, and it just hadn't recorded anything.
Why am I getting emails from PlayStation telling me the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita are the perfect gaming combination? I don't want one! Leave me alone.
Oh dear.
Can't afford one, and it's probably going to be crap. I'll save me monies.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they'd be that bad, but yeah, that would be if they didn't cost any money.
Oh, yeah, I've had that same email.
If it was free, it might. Yeah, if it was free, I might have one. Just like I found out if I got a first on my degree, I could do teacher training for free. PGCE training. Oh yeah.
That's true, but what job could he get with his degree other than a teacher?
I could go into GIS or transport planning.
Teacher.
But yeah, I was like thinking about it. I thought, yeah, if I couldn't get a job and I did get a first, it would be all paid for. Or if you get a 2-1, you get like most of it paid for. But then I thought, nah, you got to work with children. Even if you paid me, that's just terrible.
That is true. The amount of stuff I've got for really cheap, like my DS, I think I bought it second hand, really, really cheap. And this was back in the day when it very first came out. I was chuffed with it, but now I don't touch it anymore. It's basically free because I've had it for so long, but you know, it's not like I use it.
Yeah, I haven't used my DS for about, oh god, how many years? I've never had it at uni with me, so probably about 4 or 5 years since I last used my DS.
I have had it at uni, but I don't think I've ever used it at uni. I think I may have used it a couple of times when the computer was down for repair.
We're just so uncomfortable. The big and...
The old ones are, yeah.
Yeah, that one. And the plastic's horrible. And the only game I ever played was Mario Kart.
Mario Kart was fun.
I had Metroid something another, and that was just stupidly hard to control. Because you had to use the touch screen to move.
I do miss my Game Boy though. Game Boy was good fun.
I never had one.
Oh, you missed out. You missed out.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Pocket. They were my only Game Boys. They're kind of irrelevant though now. Just use your phone.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you feel like playing retro stuff, you may as well just break out your phone.
Yeah, emulator.
Well, yeah, you can get an emulator for your phone. That basically means that anything you ever want to play that was on the Game Boy is now just in your pocket. Well, corporations, by the law, are a person themselves. So if a corporation gets sued, it's not technically us being sued, it's the corporation.
They have a birth certificate then and an NHS card and...
No, it's...
They're only Jamie at the moment.
They're only legally defined as a person in terms of money. So if a limited company goes bankrupt, whoever owns the limited company has to pay, or go bankrupt themselves. But if a corporation goes bankrupt, the people who make up the corporation can just go straight back to their daily lives. They don't have to pay any of the debt. They don't go bankrupt themselves because the corporation is its own entity.
Nice.
So we need to become a corporation and not a public limited company.
Yeah.
Well, there are other advantages to being a limited company that probably outweigh being a corporation. I mean, one is that you're not a public company. You don't have to take on stockholders. You don't have to actually listen to what they say.
Fair enough.
And you don't have board members that then rob you of your own company and leave you out.
The board members.
Well, we could be we could have a board of 3.
Yeah, and we'll have all the shares. It's fine.
I don't think it quite works like that, but I'm happy to dream.
We'll just work as a cooperative.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we would be a cooperative. If it's 3 of us, we all own the company, and we all work for the company.
Yeah.
So it is already a cooperative.
Yeah, and we get bonuses from the company if it does well.
Well, not necessarily bonuses, but our share of the profit goes up.
Yeah.
Because technically, we don't have a salary. It's just everything we get is bonus.
Yeah. It's all profit at the moment.
Yeah, despite the fact we're not actually a country.
No, we're not a country.
No, we're not a country, and we're not a company, and we're not ever likely to be a company, because that sounds like too much effort.
Oh
How...
Oh my god!
I found this WikiHow article on how to become a company.
Right, okay,
Looks
I
pretty
think
easy.
on Google as well.
Okay, I found a website on how to start up a UK limited.
Good employment tribunals. Oh dear!
Sharing the link now.
Oh, great.
It made the beep again.
Well, I told you to turn it off. You just have to go tools, options,
You are a tool.
sounds.
I don't. Oh.
You do have to file an annual account. We could just own whole loads of companies.
You could own hardly a channel, hardly a podcast, hardly a trading, hardly an empire,
Hardly a t-shirt.
hardly the city.
Well, it's got big quick.
hardly an academy, which is like a free school set up by us, and we're the teachers. That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
There'd be 3 classes: geography, and detention.
Are you doing detention?
Yeah. Well, since you 2 are doing geography, yes.
What do we want our company to be called?
Hardly. Well, it could be hardly a company.
Or one
or
word,
it could
you
be
reckon?
hardly a channel.
You actually typing this in, Nosh?
I'm seeing whether it's available.
Of course it's
Oh
available.
my god.
It better be available.
Hardly a company or one word. That name is available.
What about separate words?
Oh dear.
I think we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, that's available, and I can register that name now.
Do it, Nosh. Do you have to pay?
For a limited company,
I think we do.
it would cost us £79.
Yeah.
As a sole trader, it would be £69. Or to reserve the name only, it's £65 per year.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I think we actually have to make that much in money before we even consider becoming a company.
Yeah, that's a good point. But at least Nosh's done the research and knows what to do.
Oh yeah, I'm impressed by that.
Yeah.
But I think we need enough money to afford a boardroom or a small office, or just enough money to be a company before we actually be a company.
Mm-hmm. We'd have it within about 4 hours.
What, the money?
Do you need a company? Do you need it fast?
We get that information on how to give advice on how to run your limited company.
Well,
And all sorts of stuff.
I already know how to run the limited company. Whatever you say is
We
generally...
need a minimum of 1 director. We no longer need a company secretary.
Oh man, so that's your job out the window.
No, he was fluffer.
That's essentially secretary, But
but
since we don't need him, I'm filling out the P45 as we speak.
If we only have one director, which we don't, we need 3. Yeah, so we'll be fine. Because for everything, has to be signed by at least 2.
Okay, that's quite democratic. I like that.
And we do need a registered office.
My bedroom.
This is an address to which to be sent to your company. If you wish to keep your address private/require anonymity, or you are not allowed to use your address, i.e. if you rent property, Duport can provide the service for you. It's charged at £120 per year.
Fuck it, I can buy an house for 120.
Yeah. I just say we rent an office above a pub.
No,
but provide a company secretary and registered office service.
Well, I know. Oh no, I've got a good idea. Next year, I'm gonna have to go home and live with my parents again. But all my family are still at uni, so I could just register one of their rooms as an office.
That's brilliant.
Put a desk in it, hang up a photo,
picture of the Queen on the wall.
Why?
Don't know. People have pictures of the Queen.
Cable.
Have an umbrella bucket, coat stand.
Inbox and outbox.
Yeah.
I may or may not have ordered as a company.
So you haven't, because you haven't got the money to pay for it.
That's not strictly true.
Long, drawn-out silence there. I'm not looking forward to what he says next.
We're currently called Hardly a Company Limited.
Have you or have you not just bought us a company? Because I'm not giving you the money if you have.
No, I haven't.
Thank you.
I'm about a click away.
Oh my god, Simon, hurry, stop him.
I mean, if I was going to do something like that, I would just change Josh's name by default to Nosh. I think that's like £35, and that's totally worth it.
I think that is worth it, but the thing is, you probably would need his permission.
I do. I already have his permission. Don't I, Nosh? Don't I, Nosh?
Well...
Don't I, Nosh?
It would be a unique name.
We'd get a year and a half free business banking.
Oh my god. We don't need business banking, Nosh, if we have nothing to bank.
We're not making any money yet.
Professional website, 30-day trial, free accountancy consultation.
Nosh, the moment we have earned enough money to make a company, we'll make a company. That will be what our first £70 is spent on.
Okay.
But at the speed we're currently going at, that might take us a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god,
but at
America
least our hearts in it.
Claimed the moon by the time we get a company sorted.
50% off human resources pack, including employee handbook and templates.
Ooh, can I be in charge of HR?
Yeah.
Mainly because we're not going to employ anyone. And I just want like loads of titles behind my name.
Dick.
That's a major one, right there.
I hate the pair of you. So this is a long, awkward silence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a yawn.
Give me yawn, bastard. Oh, fucking A. I hate that.
More, it's
well, that means we're not psychopaths.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, apparently they're related to those two bits of the brain. The bit that
well, I guess
determines whether you're a sociopath or not, and the bit that makes you yawn.
Well, I guess the problem with sociopaths is their lack of empathy towards other people. So, yawning, because it's contagious, it must be a social activity.
Mm. Yeah, so if you yawn and everybody else yawns, and there's somebody that doesn't yawn, they're a sociopath.
I'm still waiting for my face to stop spasming from that yawn as well.
You're not having a stroke, are you?
No, I'm not having a stroke. While we're on the subject of mental illnesses.
I've tried another mental health thing to talk about. I don't know what it is.
That you're mental.
Could be. Well, there's 3 of us, and 1 in 3 is meant to have experienced mental health problems during their life.
It'll probably be you. Everything else about you's broken, so your mental health's probably broken as well.
No, well, I was about to say his brain was in good standing, but last night he was trying to be an animal.
Yeah.
So...
But I recognised the error of my ways, and I learned from that.
Only through pain.
Well, that's a good way to learn.
You can't even use pain to train animals.
You can use pain to train children.
That's true.
You know, it won't get run over twice by a car, possibly.
Oh my god.
It won't put its hand in the oven and burn its hand twice.
Well,
maybe.
I mean, children can't be reasoned with like an adult. You can't like strike a bargain with a child. So in that respect,
You can, sometimes.
you can't. You
Sweet,
can't
say
stop
no,
misbehaving, and I'll give you. There's. Oh, have I ever showed you the marshmallow test?
Speaking of marshmallows, we've got a big bag downstairs. I'll have to get this later.
But the marshmallow test, they sit a kid down. I think the only limit is they have to be below 10. They sit him down and put a marshmallow in front of him.
Okay.
And then they go, I'm going to leave the room, and if I come back, if you haven't eaten the marshmallow, I'll give you another one. You're allowed to eat the marshmallow. You can have the marshmallow if you want it, but if it's still there when I come back, you can have another one. And no kid leaves the marshmallow. They always eat it.
I would have.
Yeah.
What, at the age of
strange.
7? You would now with all your mental faculties, because you know, you can reason, you can see into the future that you will get 2 marshmallows.
Are you sure?
But children
I'll
don't have that
definitely
cognitive
eat it.
function yet.
No, I was like a little old man.
God.
Yeah, I can
You're like a
imagine
little
that.
old man now.
I'm just a bigger version.
But you should see.
In fact, I'm probably more childish now than I was when I was a child.
Regressed.
He's like Benjamin Button. But you can go on YouTube and you can look for these marshmallow experiments, and it is so funny because you can just see these kids trying not to eat the marshmallow, desperately trying, and then they just give in. And
I just end up watching videos of people seeing how many marshmallows they can stuff in their mouth, though.
No, I can see how you get into that.
See, I did that at a party once.
What? Try and get as many marshmallows into your mouth as you can.
Yeah, and I got quite a lot in there, and then like one slipped and caught the back of my throat.
Oh.
And yeah, it was good night Vienna. On the
You're
marshmallow.
such a treat to take to a party. No, we're not inviting back.
I bet you were such a hit with the ladies that night.
Yeah.
Well, it was an extremely hot lady that like started this. So.
And when you spluttered all the marshmallows out in your choke.
No, I managed to like get to a convenient place.
What?
Well, instead of just squirting partly digested marshmallows everywhere, I was able to get to the nearest sensible place to get rid of marshmallows.
Which was?
An understairs toilet, which I then proceeded to get locked in because the lock was broken, so I got stuck in it.
Yeah,
It took a
really
while.
probably were a hit with the ladies that night.
Yeah. By the way, ladies, Josh is single, so if you want, if that story has aroused you a little bit, send an email to hardlyachannel@winemail.com.
Send us an email. And just to give you a bit of incentive, how many marshmallows did you actually fit in your mouth, Nosh?
They were quite big, and I got
God.
about 18.
Actually, that's quite
That
impressive.
sounds quite a lot, yeah. We might have to try this. See how many he does. See if his mouth's got bigger.
So you'll try this, but you won't try my taste challenge.
Well, no, because I have the worst deal out of the 3, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, you're guaranteed to vomit. Simon might vomit. And I've tried it before and I didn't vomit.
You'll be fine, Nosh. Cinnamon challenge is definitely doable.
But the thing that I have to eat has actually killed people. So, actually, I might get the raw end of the deal. I don't know.
Yeah, second time might not be so lucky.
You can only dodge death so many times.
Can we pause?
Why? Do you need a wee?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's 8:30 now, pretty much.
Well, that's your fault.
I was watching educational programs.
I don't care if it was the bloody Queen's speech.
Well, that wouldn't be educational at all.
So-
That'd just be shit.
Oh, God.
That's what she was talking about, I suppose.
No, it'd just be shit. The Queen's speech is always boring. Unless she did some pole dancing or something.
Ugh.
What?
Simon has a strange definition of exciting.
Simon is strange.
I'd stand up to that.
Oh dear.
Moving on swiftly.
Can one of the lines on this speech, Simon gets a boner thinking about the Queen pole dancing?
I never said I'd get a boner.
No, because I want to have to think about that again.
You said, as in Simon, I'd stand up for that.
Yeah. You stand up at the Queen's speech, don't you?
Do you?
No.
People stand up and raise a toast to the Queen.
No.
Silly Simon.
You're just all dirty-minded.
No.
I said stand up. I didn't say get an erection and jack off.
You did now. We can edit that together.
Oh yeah, quite easily.
The thing that would be most likely to scupper us as a company would be our tax returns and stuff. We would just have no idea how much money we've made or spent or what we did with it.
Yeah.
But it's fine. All you need to do is get in touch with head of HMRC, tax and all
just
that
be
shit,
like, please.
and take them out for lunch.
No,
Yeah,
you got to get in touch with Adam Hart Davis because he'll fill out your tax return for you.
See, it's easy.
Maybe.
And he'll
just
tell
get
you a
an
lot about
accountant.
the Romans.
Let's get an accountant.
Ooh, can I be the accountant? Again, I want lots of names behind my name.
Yeah, but you'd actually have to do it.
It's maths, and I know how to work Excel. I'll be good.
Yeah, accountancy's not too bad for a small company.
I could account. And if not, I'll just outsource, but keep it as my title. Because the amount of people who have a job title but then just hand it off to contractors, it's not a big problem. It's not a big problem. Do it in my sleep. Sleep.
Nom nom.
20. 21, and I'm now out of marshmallows.
How many marshmallows did you manage there, Nosh?
21 and he ran out.
Oh.
And I'm not
So
entirely
I
sure what he did
agree
with them.
I imagine he's still chewing.
No, wait. Just kind of. No.
Speaking of beer, what are you two drinking today?
Cranberry juice.
Fosters.
I think Simon should add some vodka in with his cranberry juice and drink Cosmos.
Well, if I had some vodka, I would.
I'm drinking Heineken's.
Ooh,
Other lagers are available, but I wouldn't waste your time.
Fair enough.
And while we're on the subject...
I'm going to navigate away from the
sound.
business portal, because it gets too involving.
Yeah, and you need to be focused on content we're pushing out.
Yeah, I'm currently reading about dividend vouchers.
So, me and Nosh were talking about this earlier, Simon, and we'd just like to get your opinions on this. Apparently, the Republican presidential hopeful Newt Gingrich has promised us to put a moon base, on the moon clearly, by 2020. Now, we both think it's a good idea. As to whether it's feasible or not, it's a different story. But what's your...
I'd like it. It's a bit late. I mean, it's all what is it now? 11 years too late. 2001 Space Odyssey and shit. Miles out. And Space 1999.
Well, if you've seen any movie or any documentary from the 1960s that said, oh, by the 1990s, we'd have this and that and everything.
Cars floating around.
Yeah.
We were
Toasters that delivered toast to you. That sort of stuff.
Robots. It's kind of like 60s, 70s science fiction, and that's what it still seems like now. So I don't think it'll happen.
But the irony is, we've had the technology and the capability to do it for years now. We just haven't had the money, the willpower, or any particular reason to do it.
Yeah, we don't need to.
And that's why we don't have flying cars, even though we could. We don't have a moon base, even though we could. We don't have toasters that also press your trousers, even though we could.
Yeah, the biggest problem
is
not the building of moon base. It's Newt Gingrich getting into presidency.
I like what you did there. The Freudian slip. Newt Grinch.
Yeah.
Because it is what he's like. not to get overtly political. But just you can just look at him and you can see he looks like a villain from a movie.
Yeah. He looks a bit slimy.
I think 2020 is a bit hopeful, considering how long it takes anything else to get done.
Well, Kennedy said that they'd land on the moon within a decade, and they did. And I'm sure it's
a little bit different, though, isn't it?
There were probably noshes from the 19... Well, yeah, but it had never been done before. No one had even escaped the atmosphere at that point. And so there probably were noshes from the 1960s, noshes with flowers painted on their faces, saying, "Oh, he'd never do it. He'd never get it done." And then they got it done. So I don't see why.
I think that's a different kettle of fish, though. Getting out or getting into space is one thing. Getting into space with enough resources to be able to build something in space and it be operational and there.
Well, I mean, we've done the two, but separately. We visited the moon, so we know it's possible to go on the moon, to stay on the moon, yeah. And we've been in, and because of the International Space Station and the Mir Space Station, we proved that it's possible to live outside of Earth for an extended period of time.
Yeah, but they both took a very long time just to get the bits up there.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not going to be difficult, but to have someone, and it's not going to be a community of people, but to have 2 or 3 people living on the moon permanently by 2020 doesn't seem like a big step.
It just seems pointless.
Well, it does, yeah.
Have someone living at the bottom of the ocean.
James Cameron, he seems to like being down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's doing a film about it, isn't he?
I mean, we can just let him stay down there forever.
Another one.
Yeah, we still haven't been to the bottom of the Pacific Trench.
Yeah, we have.
I didn't think we'd actually been all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, I think we've only been once, though.
Okay.
So less times than we've been on the moon. A lot less times we've been on the moon, actually, considering the distances.
Yeah, they often say we know less about the bottom of the sea than we do about the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only been there once. I think James Cameron said he wanted to go again. Yeah, not him going again, because he's not been, but he wanted to go and see it for himself.
Nice.
So it would be him going for the first time.
It would be him going for the first time, but it wouldn't be people going for the first time.
No.
Why is English so confusing?
Because it's a hybrid language of too many things, and we've made too many stupid rules as we went along.
That is true, actually.
We've just picked and chose.
English is one of the only languages in the world that has pretty much 2 words for everything. Every single thing. You don't have
2 words for banana.
Well, I think that's because banana wasn't known to...
Yellow sticky thing.
Well, that's because banana postdates English. All the words that we would have used before English came about, there are 2 words for. Because our language is a fusion of the language from the Germanic tribes, the Saxons, and the Romantic languages, so Latin. It's a fusion of those. Banana...
And we've got Danish and stuff.
Banana came about long after any of these languages.
It's the best language because it's fusion. Everyone likes Asian fusion food, so...
Then surely Asian would be the best language. Then surely Asian would be the best language.
Asian isn't a language, though, is it?
Well, Mandarin. Actually, no, Mandarin is so complicated, people who speak Mandarin don't even understand it. So maybe a different one.
Cantonese?
They do good food, so I wouldn't be against speaking a lingo. But it will probably be... That was a butchered word there. It will probably... It will probably be like a fusion language. It'll probably be some sort of Asian-fied English.
South Korean. Well, Korean. That's what everyone...
Well, what is it? I think it's Thailand where they speak some sort of English hybrid language.
Yeah.
It'll probably be something like that. Or it could just be like Firefly, where they speak both. But I doubt they would stay separate for very long. I think quite quickly the 2 languages are fused together. And that's how you get moon language, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
we already have a moon language. It's the clangers.
Who was about to say that?
Look, it's the soup dragon.
Hey, Simon, guess what we found?
That Nosh likes the clangers.
We found a children's TV show Nosh actually watched.
He watched shows from the 60s.
He didn't watch Pokemon. He didn't watch Power Rangers. But he watched the fucking Clangers. He watched his show my mum
You really
watched.
were born at the wrong time, Nosh.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it particularly. I know of it.
You said something about the other characters in it.
There's only like 2 characters in it. You got the little pink mousy things and the soup dragon.
What the hell is the soup dragon?
I don't really know. It's some kind of dragon.
Well, I established that.
I don't think it's evil. I think it's their friend.
Then.
I'm not sure.
So it's not like the Welsh dragon that's just a bastard.
No, I think it comes to see him. I don't know. It's just like, oh look, it's
Pops
the
down
soup
for a
dragon.
cup of tea, slice of tiffin.
It's not. Ah, soup dragon. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Run away hurriedly.
Odd.
Oh dear.
I'll tell you what's weird, which I did watch, was the movements. Especially if you watch that in the original Swedish. That's just mind-boggling to what's going on.
I didn't realise the Clangers had a language, let alone it being Swedish.
No, Moomins. The
Moomins.
Moomins.
Oh, the Moomins. Why did you watch the Moomins in Swedish?
Well, I
Because he
think
was a big fan.
He does sound like a really big fanboy, actually.
I think I only saw it like once or twice in Swedish, just because it happened to be on in Swedish.
Actually, that's another good point. Why would it happen to be on in Swedish? That just seems like a really stupid thing for people to put out.
I don't know. Maybe
Well, no, I don't. I know you probably don't know, but I'm just thinking.
maybe they thought they'd introduce people to Swedish.
It was just Nosh's middle-class TV station that he had installed.
Yeah.
I had 4 channels. I didn't even know Channel 5 for a long time.
Don't worry, even those of us who had Channel 5 didn't have Channel 5.
Yeah, we wish we didn't have it.
I remember...
Straight away.
But Channel 5 was always really good for movies.
No,
I
it's
remember sitting there...
Friday night. Like, stuff got on at like 11 o'clock.
Oh my god. I remember sitting there at the weekend watching Predator. Only I wasn't really watching Predator. I was watching a cloud and Predator was somewhere behind it. And I could only just make it out.
Oh, it's like the fuzziness.
Yeah, enough to make me sort of want to keep watching because I could make out what was going on. But, you know, it wasn't exactly HD. It was so staticky that it may as well have been black and white. I think it was kind of black and white with like lines going across the screen. It was just atrocious. And this would have been when I was in high school, actually. So it wouldn't have been that long ago. Well, that's this week's nugget of knowledge. Just don't watch Channel 5.
Just generally, even if you've got HD or whatever, just don't watch it.
Well, no, watch it for the weather people, the people who do the weather. Especially if you have
Yeah,
HD.
there's some good weather forecasters on that
Yeah.
channel.
But after that, turn it off. Don't bother.
Nah, you get Ice Road Truckers and Eddie Stobart show. They're
Do you
both
actually watch Ice Road Truckers? Because if you do, I may have to introduce you to my dad.
good. Yeah, it's brilliant. Does he like the Eddie Stobart show as well?
I don't think he's been introduced to the Eddie Stobart show, but he's only ever had one DVD box set in his life, and it is the complete collector's edition of Ice Road Truckers.
I was quite surprised because I went home over Christmas and I was watching Discovery Channel and Ice Road Truckers was on and my mum didn't make me turn it over. She was like, oh yeah, but and started talking about it. And it turns out everyone else in my house watches it as well.
I think I've seen that a little bit. I saw one where they were in India.
Yeah,
Oh, I've
that's
seen
the one
that,
that they were watching at the time because that's the newest season, I think.
Okay.
I think we were all sitting around the TV at the same time watching the same show.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
It's one of those things that you don't want to admit to watching, but you really enjoy it. It's like
Quality.
Come Dine With Me
That's good
and
as well.
Nothing to Declare.
I like Nothing to Declare.
It's like those
two.
two shows. You watch them, but you don't necessarily admit to being a fan.
Like Airline and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just like nice to watch the people being
any
stupid.
documentary involving Luton Airport is something you don't want to be associated with. Nosh coats, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Curb stomp them.
That's horrible.
What?
What?
Man films his wife giving birth in the car while he drives. Can you watch the video?
I
love that. Oh, it's horrible! It's horrible.
His reaction is and then he's like, "Can't watch it."
That's so good in there.
Dear.
It's on one of those morning. Oh wait! Oh, you can. Oh shit! Oh, you
Can't be as bad as some of the stuff you send me.
No, don't get started on that. Don't.
It's okay though, Jamie, because do you know how I took that image out of my head? I looked at something worse.
No, I don't want to do that.
I showed Nosh the worst one today.
He said that one was something that actually made him feel uncomfortable.
Did it make him question his life and what he's done up to this point?
No, it just was like a bit gross. And, like,
you do realise, Simon, that if you die first out of us three, I will stand up at your funeral and I will talk about your fascination with Reddit, and I will bring a slideshow of some of the things you have found on Reddit. But thanks to our public health service, I have not had any part of my body ever amputated. Ever.
Well done.
Thank you. Not even a wisdom tooth.
I haven't had my wisdom teeth out yet.
Not an appendix, not my tonsils.
Nothing. There we go.
Yep, nothing.
I got told if my wisdom teeth started being a pain, that I might have to have them out, because they grow in the opposite direction entirely to where they should be.
So they're an innie, not an outie.
Not quite. Instead of pointing up,
they pop out
sideways.
First.
So they're at an angle, but
directly. Yeah, they grow against my other teeth. Like,
so if they were to grow out, instead of coming out the gum, they would just push against your other teeth?
They do, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I know your body was fucked up, but...
Yeah, mine do that as well. So I just put my finger in my mouth to feel...
I can't even feel mine. Where are they? It is just like tooth, jaw.
They haven't come through.
So yeah, either mine haven't come through, or they have come through and I haven't noticed. But let's face it, which is the more likely of that option?
Haven't come through.
Yeah.
Yeah, you generally kind of feel them when they're coming through.
Saying that, I don't think either of my parents' families have wisdom teeth that are particularly prominent. Not that I generally ask, but I've never heard any stories of them having to be removed or anything like that, so it could just be that mine never come through at all.
Fair enough.
There are weird genetics like that, like Native American Indians very rarely grow beards.
Really?
Yeah, that's an interesting genetic fault.
Not know that.
I say fault, it depends. It depends on whether
you're
ginger or not.
With a beard.
Maybe there's a reason, who knows? It's like people with dark skin often have sickle cell anemia.
Yeah.
Which protects against AIDS. But
it's kind of a bit of a shot in the foot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit swings and roundabouts.
Well, it kind of shows that at its heart, evolution is just random chance. I mean, it's random chance, but then what happens later on in the real world makes it biased towards good things. Mainly because if you don't get the lucky draw, you die.
Yeah. Bad things happen. Some survive. By the laws of nature, they continue to breed. And
to be fair, by the laws of nature, you probably shouldn't be around to breed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I don't know, maybe. Maybe I just complain more.
You are like an old man.
An old man who farts a lot.
That's true.
Old men do fart a lot.
Yeah. They also often smell of brandy. And Nosh doesn't smell of brandy, he smells of soil.
Well, that's more my room than me.
To its room.
Yeah.
The damp is back.
It doesn't smell so bad at the moment. I was getting a bit of a waft of it possibly the other day. But then again, I did have the window open all night.
I heard you earlier saying that you had to oust your room.
Yeah, I did oust it.
Well, that's why then, because oust cures everything.
Yeah.
Oust is so much better than Febreze, though. Not to have any libel cases brought against us, but yeah, it is.
Is it really?
It is. I mean, Febreze comes in more flavours and it's more pleasantly smelling.
Flavors, aromas, scent.
That's the one.
Flavors. You don't try it. Or just try a little bit of Febreze. See what it's like.
Why don't you shut up? Why don't you just shut up?
I can tell you Febreze doesn't taste nice.
Yeah, I can tell you that as well. That's
The amount that's been sprayed about.
Oust, it's an aerosol, so we won't fuck around with it as much as the spray ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ours seems more like industrial. It seems like it's meant for big jobs. And let's face it, our bathroom is just one big job after the other.
Yeah. So apparently a little girl saved her mum by giving her a vegetable.
Well, no. She comes in, and her mum's just laying there, not responding. So she tries to wake her up, can't. And then the next thing she decides to do is, I'll slap her with a slice of pizza. And then when that doesn't wake her up, that's when she knows something's actually going wrong. So then she calls 911.
So the pizza didn't save her. It just happened to be the thing that she slapped her with.
It didn't save her, but when this... And we should hasten to add that she is 6. When this small child slapped her with a piece of pizza, that's when she realised that something was going wrong. Because I'm pretty sure that if any of us were slapped with a piece of pizza, we'd wake up. I don't want to have to put this to the test, but I'm pretty sure none of us would sleep through that.
Especially as most of us lock our doors. So the sheer fact of suddenly being hit in the face by anything is enough to suddenly trigger alarm bells.
Yeah.
At least for me. I suddenly think, my door was locked. What's happening?
Yeah, I guess she can get a little medal or something for that.
Yeah, she did.
Well, I mean, let's pick up a hammer or something to hit her mum in the face with.
Well, I don't think that'd do her any good, though. I mean, by the sounds of things, her mum required severe medical attention at this point. You wouldn't want to make that problem worse.
So what happened?
Did she choke on the pizza? Is that how she passed out?
No, hang on. Let me have a look. Yeah, her mother wouldn't wake up, and then it goes, even when slapped across the face with a pizza. After she couldn't wake her mum up, she called 911. Then she followed the operator's instructions, did everything right. Ambulance showed up, took her mum away, and her mum's fine.
Yay, happy endings.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. I mean,
yay.
You wouldn't want to just walk into a house, find a 6-year-old girl, and then a dead body covered in pizza, would you? That's not a particularly pleasant sight to come across.
Just that person. What's all that pizza doing on them?
How much pizza do you think is in one person's house?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, they do have a kid, so probably quite a lot, actually.
Oh, that is America.
So, just even more.
Mm.
Just think about the amount of pizza you could have, and it would be even more than that.
Yeah. Do you hear about all that cocaine that was found at the UN building?
No, I did not.
Someone, the UN building was raided, and over 12 kilos of cocaine was found.
Wait, the proper UN building?
The proper UN building.
The one where they have all, like, the
delicates. It didn't get raided. It got sent there by mistake, didn't it?
As far as I understood, it was found there. I don't know how.
Yeah, it got found, though. It didn't get raided. They didn't do a drug bust on the UN.
It got amazing as it was.
You can just imagine that, though. All the delegates sitting round, like, giving their speech on whatever it is they talk about.
Drugs.
Well, yeah. I mean, all the UN is in charge of is Israel-Palestine and the war on drugs. And outside of that, they're not really relevant to anyone else. So they probably would be sitting there talking about drugs, and then the New York Police Department would just bust in, kick some ass, take some names, walk out with 10 kilos of cocaine and... probably the Mexican delegates.
Funnily enough, that's where the cocaine came from. It was sent from Mexico in fake pouches with the UN sticker on it.
Yeah.
So they
disguised to look like aid.
Well, so it was meant to just get the diplomatic packages. Fake diplomatic pouches. So the idea was that they just get past the border security without being inspected. And unfortunately, it worked a little too well because they ended up at the UN building. So it was about £1.27 million worth of cocaine.
There There was a funny YouTube video I saw. This would have been probably last year now, and it coincided with the anniversary on the war on drugs. And there was this campaign group that campaigns for drugs to be legalized because the keeping them illegal funds these gang crime and all the warlords in Mexico. And all these people showed up outside the UN and dressed up as if they were drug barons.
Oh,
and so they were sitting there having like this champagne do, and they were just like talking to the passers-by, and they were like, "You make me lots and lots of money, thank you."
Yeah, I remember.
I thought that was quite funny, actually.
It was quite amusing.
And it served a point. It made a very profound point.
Well, it had a 100% success rate between us three.
But now, imagine what would you do, and not you specifically, because I know what you'd probably do, but what would you do if you were in a position of power, you were, say, the Mexican embassy, and you just ended up with 12 kilos of cocaine?
Oh.
I know what Simon would do.
I'd probably sell most of it, but keep some for myself.
I could just imagine Simon ordering, it was like, right, lifelong dream, where's the hookers?
Yeah, you'd sell most of it for, like, hookers and shit. And
Yeah, you can snort the rest off their backs.
And then, yeah. Oh, yes! It's not in hooker. It's not in hooker off a cocaine's back.
that was the best reaction ever. Oh, yes!
I thought he was thinking about it. I didn't realise he
I hadn't realised he hadn't put it together.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But yeah, he's been talking about that for months, cocaine and hookers.
Mm.
And finally it's come up in conversation, and he's not realised.
No.
I think we get to go to fiance's bachelor party, because there might be cocaine and hookers there.
It's probably going to be in Germany, so I'm going to go with no.
He is a devout Christian, though, Nosh, so I suspect not.
I was going to say, yeah.
He
did wash his underpants in the sink.
Party?
Yeah, can we have our own bachelor party?
Yeah.
You get to go to her bachelorette party.
Why are we calling them bachelor and bachelorette parties?
No.
Come on, we're English. Stag do, hen do.
Okay,
Yes,
do we get to go to hen do?
It's usually just women only, isn't it? Unless you want to wear a tutu.
Because what happens if the bachelor has... The stag has female friends, can they not go?
No, they usually go to the hen do.
Yeah, but what happens if they're not friends with the bride?
It doesn't matter. It's like it's a wedding. They've got to meet at some point.
Yeah, but one of them might be a mistress or something, and they don't want to meet.
Oh my god.
Well, that would just be stupid. You wouldn't do that, would you? Just invite all your lads.
No, what you'd do is you'd tell everyone you hired a stripper, and it'd actually be her. It would actually be your mistress. That way you could get away with it.
Especially if your mistress was a stripper. Safe you're paying.
2 birds, 1 stone. And
You
you save a bit of money on the
Your
side.
mistress naked. I don't think she'll be very pleased with that.
Oh god.
Well, she's a stripper. She's not going to care that much, is she? She's used to taking it off.
I mean, what? Why are you talking about treating your mistress with respect? The entire concept of her being a mistress is disrespectful to her in itself.
Yeah. Talking of mistresses.
Oh god.
We were looking at jobs yesterday, me and Simon, and we came across was it Lidl? No, Aldi, where got area managers jobs, and you get an Audi A4 with it, and Simon would be like, by the end of the day, I'd have a mistress. It's like, I don't even have a girlfriend. Well, we've got a mistress, just 'cause I've got the Audi.
I'd have the Audi with the mistress in. I'd go to a hotel. I'd have blown all my wages and crashed the Audi by the end of the day.
Wouldn't even make it to day 2. Just go out in a blaze of glory.
It'll be fine.
A friend of mine started a new job today. I'm not quite sure what he does, but it's obviously an office of mainly women or something. Because he said, I saw a message on Facebook. He's saying about 2 hours in, he'd already been told, yeah, as the sort of token man, you'll be responsible for all sort of lifting and anything that might involve us chipping a nail.
Oh, poot. He's screwed.
He's like, great.
Especially because it sounds like it's a feminist hotspot, like they've all banded together. So he's not getting in there at all.
Well, yeah, I can never decide whether that would be a good thing or not, being the only kind of guy.
No, it would be a bad thing. You'd
either
never
they
get anything.
Yeah,
Not that you want to
gay
with a work
friend.
colleague.
Either that's banned against you, or you'd be like the gay friend.
I think you can.
I don't think you'd even be the gay friend.
You'd be a lonely, barren existence.
Friend for a start.
Yeah.
You'd have to be gay, Nosh, if you were going to be their gay friend.
Yeah, it'd be like being the gay friend. It's like a worse version of the friend trap.
Has Nosh just come out as gay? Because that does actually surprise me. There are very few people coming out that surprise me, but if it were to be Nosh, because he is one of the most perverted people I know, and the amount of times he's made an inappropriate comment about a random woman in the street.
I'm trying to think now what I've done. It's normally Simon. I blame Simon.
He is a bad influence.
I don't make inappropriate comments.
You're a bad influence.
You two just go around going, okay, at random women.
That's not inappropriate.
Not random women. It's not random. They have to be of a specific nationality.
Asian.
Sometimes, I swear Jamie does it, and there's not even any Asian around.
I just like making the noise.
I think he does.
It's a fun little noise.
Or like occasionally we go past one
It's like saying Gucci Gucci.
older, and then it's just like,
or bungalow.
Magoo. That's like what? Magoo.
It's the Magoo.
Well, the other day, me and Nosh, I think it was Monday morning, we're walking down the country road, and some woman drives past in a car, and I just go, ooh, and I could just see, I couldn't see Nosh's face because I was behind him, but I could just see, like, the muscles in his face pull back in a smile.
Just like, I saw the car coming along, and then I waited for it, and then I just heard the from behind me. I was like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
It's nice though, Ugu with a car. That doesn't normally happen.
No, actually, that's true. I don't know why.
She clearly has more cars than I have.
You have a car, it's just full of grass or something.
It's
an animal sanctuary.
That's the animal sanctuary.
What have you two been talking about my car for? It's not got anything in.
Oh. That's
by the way, if anyone wants to buy a car, contact us at hardlyachannel@ymail.com.
Talking about acquiring a car, I need to enter that competition for £2.
Do you want my car? I'll give it to you for £2. That's not even a joke.
Is it any good?
Is it any good? The brakes on it are brand new. The exhaust system's brand new. The alternator's been replaced. It just hasn't run for about 2 years. I mean, I've turned it over, but it hasn't actually been out on the road for about 2 years. So there may be bits or pieces you'd need to, wear in.
The brakes might have a layer of rust on them, maybe.
Yeah, the brakes probably do have a layer of rust on them. So there are things you'd have to break in again, and a couple of things you may have to look at. But apart from that, it's a car. It's cheap. It's got a fairly small engine, so it's quite good MPG. And it's a car.
So why don't you want it?
Because it's way too expensive.
Oh, I got scared in the car the other day. He thought I was going to hit some cyclists.
Well, not entirely without reason.
I didn't.
Were you aiming for them?
Well, they were kind of crossing the road slowly, and I just didn't slow down.
You sped up.
No, I didn't speed up. I just didn't slow down because I knew there was enough room.
Oh, dear. Worst comes to worst, you can always just swerve and then tell the police officer you made an effort to avoid them.
Yeah, I just span the car so I hit them with the side of it.
Yeah,
I'm just a nervous passenger, that's all.
Thing.
Well, no, I know what you mean, because ever since I've learnt to drive now, I'm not a very good passenger. Like, any time someone pulls up at the line and looks to go, I have to look over my shoulder as well. Or, any time anyone's manoeuvring, I sit there in, nitpicking detail.
If in doubt, go.
Yeah, Simon's of a go-for-it disposition.
Well, no, sometimes there are situations where getting out of the way is better.
Yes.
In fact, to be fair, the majority of situations, getting out of the way is better.
Just getting on with it. Because you're just holding the traffic up more otherwise.
If I'm going to plough into him, I may as well do it at speed.
It'll hurt a damn sight less.
That's the show, then.
We're off to play some Minecraft.
Bye.
Yeah, fuck off.